Yeah, so welcome to our sacred circle of conscious creation, conscious creators. It's time. It's time to get busy. If you're not already, it depends on what you're busy with. We want to get busy bringing heaven to earth. That's what conscious creation is all about. So today we're going to do a grounding and centering exercise that is focused, and we're going to set some intentions about bringing heaven to earth, even if it's only in, a tiny moment in our lives. That's how it starts. Small moments where you're like, oh my God, this is heaven. We're experiencing it, and then you start experiencing it with other humans, in organized ways. Till somebody comes along and wants to stir the pot and create drama, and then you're back in hell for a little while you deal with that. And then it keeps growing and expanding, and not physically, in time it grows and expands. A Course in Miracles would call it the happy dream. So the intention for today's circle, if you would like to join me in setting the intention of bringing a little more heaven into your life, a little more of the new paradigm, the heart-centered, heart-based blueprint for the new earth that we're all, a lot of us, most of us watching this video, if you clicked play, you have been intending and visualizing and wanting this blueprint to come to fruition. And so here we are. We're going to get grounded and centered in our own divine power and connect with the will of God for our lives, for those around us, and for, whatever little bit pieces that we can control in this density of physical experience that can be so difficult and so challenging and so heavy. So with this exercise, we want to stay upright, so the crown of the head is pointing to the heavens, and the root, the sacrum, is pointing toward the earth. So you can lean back and relax, but stay more upright than what is it? Horizontal is the other way. We want to be pretty vertical for this. So just get comfortable and just begin to silence all of the distractions, whether that's electronic devices or people around you or doors you need to lock. First step is always to create your bubble of protection, and also to acknowledge that sometimes the interruptions make it through, and usually they are divinely timed in some kind of way. We're sometimes get irritated and don't always see how it's divinely timed in the beginning, but yeah, just make a quiet space, knowing that nothing is perfect in this physical density. But as we bring heaven to earth, we can find those layers of perfection align with the perfection of God's will. So just continuing to move your focus inward as we get centered, letting all the extraneous thoughts fall away, letting all of the physical sensations that might be getting your attention, just let those, notice them, acknowledge them, and then bring the focus ever inward. Perfect. So just a few more breaths. As you scan the body, let go of any tension, let go of anything extra, and just set the intention that anything you need to pay attention to later will come up in order for you to give it the attention that it needs. Right now, we want to shut out the outside world as much as possible so that we can raise our vibration out of that density, out of the challenges and difficulty of the physical experience that is valuable and is important and is a part of our transcendence, our awakening, our learning how to be a divine creator being. It's not a bad place to be always necessarily. But for a moment, for these moments, we want to transcend that vibration so that we can get in touch with and become reacquainted with that still small voice, that divine guidance, that life force energy that's inside each of us, that is expressing as each of us out into the world. And so leaving behind the worries of the world helps us to get in touch with that purity, that abundance, that infinite knowing that we always have access to, but sometimes it's harder to hear it. So just keep going inward, 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 letting anything fall away that isn't time to pay attention to it. And just go into the heart space. And let's get grounded, dropping our focus down from the heart through the midline of the body, the center, the core of the body, down into the earth. And so just take a moment to allow your energy to really plug into Mother Earth. So sometimes that feels like a waterfall of energy. Sometimes it feels like, a grappling hook getting shot straight down a hole down into the center of the earth. Whatever it feels like today, just set that intention and allow all of your energy to just plug into Mother Earth. As deeply and as darkly as you can go down into the core of her being, to connect with that wisdom, with that abundance, with all of the qualities of the divine feminine energy that we talk about in circle so often. Just let yourself and your energy be held by the earth. Feel the safety and security. Feel that cozy nest. Feel the nourishment that the earth can give you. So just a few more breaths as you really revel in this energy of the divine feminine, represented by Mother Earth in this physical plane. And in this exercise. So just notice what you notice about really getting plugged into the earth, really getting plugged into that feminine energy. And then we'll bring our focus back up and we'll pass through the heart space and go up into the heavens, up through the core of the body and the energy body as it extends up, out through the atmosphere, out into the heavens, and you can see it kind of spread out into the infinite to connect with the divine masculine energy of power divine will. It's a sacred energy of creation, a lightning bolt that moves through each of us. So as you connect with that divine energy of creation, as it's expressed in the light of the heavens, notice what you notice about that life force energy in your own body. Notice how it feels. If you don't feel more alive, ask for Mother Earth and Father Sky to pump up the volume on that life force energy so you can feel it coursing through your body, moving in some kind of way. So feeling this life force energy, rather than just talking about it or knowing that it exists or thinking about it on a conscious level, feeling it with our subconscious, feeling it with our bodies, feeling it with our quiet selves, feeling it with our inner being. That helps us know it's true. That helps us remember it's true. That helps us take it into the world of density. That helps us take it into the world of challenges. When we allow our subconscious to also connect and to feel, the language of the subconscious is feeling. There's no words to describe the creative life force energy of God. That's just some words that kind of points to it. The actual thing can only be felt. So just feel it, let it grow in your body, let it grow in your energy body, become stronger and stronger. We're just going to spend a little bit more time connecting with this energy. And we'll use some words. I'm just going to use some words to point to what this will of God that wants to express into the earth, into this plane. How does it feel? How does it taste? Feel it now and know that the will of God is light. Allow the light to express in your being and notice how it feels. The will of God is love, unconditional love, not the kind of love that we experienced in our physical bodies, but pure love that always is given, never withheld. Feel that moving through your body. The will of God is peace. Allow the peace of God to overcome your entire being. Notice how it feels. Get used to it. It is your birthright. The will of God is harmony. Notice how that word evokes a little bit of a different flavor of that divine light. How harmony is a thing we can achieve in these physical bodies with our fellow humans. Out of harmony comes kindness. The will of God is kindness. You can't judge people when you're being kind. The will of God is unity, unity consciousness. Feel the oneness with all life. That life force energy inside you is connected. That is the thing that is connected to all that is. The will of God is grace. When we make mistakes, we can forgive ourselves. We can forgive each other. We can move through the world spreading love instead of fear or worry. Feel how grace feels coursing through your body. The will of God is goodness and purity, not toxicity and self-serving evil. Just the evil that is inherent in the density of this physical experience is not of God. We can let it go and allow that goodness and that purity to course through our bodies. The will of God is balance and health. Notice how that feels in your body and in your energy body. To feel the life force energy and how it is always balanced, how it's always delivering health to the cells, as long as we're allowing it, as long as we're not tensing up against it and pinching off the flow of that life force energy. It brings us health and balance as we can open to receive it and open to allow it to soak into every cell of our being. God's will is abundance. We can see that abundance on earth in the variety of plants and animals and all of the bounty that she provides. The abundance of stars in the heavens. Feel what that abundance feels like coursing through your body, through your being. Knowing that you can carry that abundance consciousness into the world of density and limit. The will of God is happiness, to enjoy all of the things that we create here. And the will of God is perfection. The perfection we find in all of the imperfectness that in our humanness. Knowing that all of our imperfection leads us to the light of perfection, the light of purity, the light of grace. All of our mistakes and imperfections show us love or fear, love or fear, love or fear. What are we going to choose? So let's just take a moment of gratitude for all of these qualities of this divine life force energy and the will of God that wants to be expressed on this planet. And just say to yourself, I am the open door for the will of God. Knowing that in all the ways that we have shut the door, that we are forgiven and that we can make a different choice moving forward, opening that door to grace, opening that door to light and love and harmony and kindness, opening the door to unity consciousness. opening the door to balance and health and abundance and happiness. This is possible in these bodies and on this planet. I am the open door. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me in this activity of the light, this exercise that we can do anytime. We can do shortened versions of it too. You can just take a moment at a stoplight to say, I'm going to connect to grace. I'm going to connect to kindness for that person that pulled out in front of me. So before we say goodbye, do you want to share anything from that experience for those watching at home? And if not, it's okay. Often there are no words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm so grateful for this experience, for the just the ability that we can get in touch with this life force energy, that we can feel it and experience it and know that it is real, and that we can tap into it anytime we need to go out and create heaven on earth with all of these energies of creation that God wants us to use. As long as it's a heart-based, love-based direction you're moving in, then it is the will of God, and you don't have to worry. All right, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time in the Sacred Circle.